What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be transforming this 1967 Volvo P1800 to have that old no power steering hard feeling to a new electric power steering. So let's get into today's video.
This is one of the most iconic TV cars of all time. This is a Volvo 1800. This was used in the movie and the TV show, rather, The Saint, which is a hugely popular show when I was way younger than I am now.
So this is a nice, clean 1967 P1800 Volvo, super clean. We did the seats in leather, super nice. Everything underneath is nice, brakes, look at the motor, how clean everything is. But just, it lacks, it has this big old steering wheel and it needs to be a lot nicer. So what we're gonna do, instead of on some of the classic cars, they don't have the option where you can have an accessory drive to put like a power steering unit in it. So the next best thing is electric. So pretty much a unit that's gonna be we're gonna have to take out the steering column and everything that goes into it. I'll kind of show you guys the breakdown of that. And what it does is basically it's gonna have an electric unit that's gonna be in there to give it electric assist. So when you're turning now, it's just gonna feel like butter, super smooth. And we did this on my Datsun, if you guys remember on the video that we did. Pretty much here is the kit that they provide. It's a company out of, I think, Europe that provides these kits. So there's still going to be some trimming and cutting involved, but very minimal. This kit is pretty much a unit that's going to be somewhat of a bolt-on, but it has an electric power unit here, couplers that we need, adapters, a bunch of goodies and wiring and all that. And Sam said that he says this sucks. He can do it with his eyes closed, right, Sam?
Shit, yeah, see you next Friday. I'm missing that. Number 5.
Number 5, okay. So we're looking through all the packages and see what we have, but it should be a pretty clean install. Being that obviously it's an older car that's in good shape, relatively things should come off easy, but you know how things are. So Samuel will start taking part. Right? It's easy, right?
Well, there's name it easy.
1967, baby.
Fuck yeah, I was 10 years old.
All right, guys. So we have the shaft and the pump and everything installed. Samuel says he loves this type of work and he likes to slide her in. You like to slide her in, Sam? Yes, he says he loves it. So there's the shaft. There's a new electric motor there. Everything's on there. The only thing we have to cut is the shaft that goes up here, because that's where all this, the turn signal, headlight unit attaches to the bracket here. So we want to cut in stages to make sure that we don't cut too much. So we cut that. We got it there where it's supposed to go, and then from there we'll just slide it, make sure everything works, and then we can go away. But it tucks up in there pretty nice. Like if you see, everything bolts up pretty good. The unit's pretty compact. Obviously looking from down here you can see it, but once you're up here you don't really see it. So that's what we wanted. It's bolted up there to the level, and we just have to finish feeding power to it, and then once we do that, then we can test it. There's an adjustability knob, so you can adjust how sensitive you want it. If you want it to be sensitive or a little bit stiffer, just different things that unit brings. So it's going to be really good. Customers are really going to be happy. You don't have to try to push, even though the car's not that heavy, but it's just going to make it so much nicer. Just like I did on my Datsun, we put that similar unit into it. Night and day difference. So we'll finish with the install and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we finished the install on the Volvo electric power steering unit that we put in. So if you're looking to get an electric power steering unit for your classic car, we know how to do that. So a lot of cars sometimes don't have the capability of putting a power steering unit, plus you need a lot of other stuff. With the electric, it's the easiest way. Let me show you guys how the unit was finished and how it was installed. As you saw, Sam had to pull all the shaft and all that stuff off it, but the unit fits in perfectly right at the bottom of the car, and it comes with everything that you need. Everything clears. There is a unit, there's a power unit, there's the box, the module, everything's connected. Clean install. We went ahead and swapped and put the black steering wheel to kind of match the rest of the interior. Car looks great. It drives good now, and you can see, let me show you guys. So right now, obviously how hard it is. It's hard, right? Turn it, give it power, and look at how easy it is. Look at that. It just turns like no power, no problem. It's just electric. It's right there. What's cool about this unit as well is that as you're driving, it's connected to the speed sensor so that it knows how fast you're going, and it regulates the steering and the sensitivity. So let's go for a drive and see how she drives. So obviously the steering of the car now, it's so much more responsive as I'm steering the car. You feel it as you're driving, and it just feels so much smoother. I mean, as I'm driving, obviously before you had to put two hands on the wheel. Now you just have one hand. I'm able to turn, no problem. Feels like butter, you know, and that's what you want. You know, obviously driving an old car, you know, you're gonna be pushing and, you know, having trouble steering or whatever, but I mean, you can drive it just with one hand. It's a lot easier. So great install, easy to install. So if you guys ever need anything on your classic car or any electric steering, we do that here in shop. For vendors, there's different vendors for each car if they have it, but mostly a lot of classic cars, they're offering that new upgraded steering, electric steering. So I think it's ready for the customer to enjoy. I'm gonna head back to the shop and get her all cleaned up and give it to the customer. So make sure you guys continue to watch, stay up to date to the new content that we put out. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button, and here from SOS Customs, we got you covered. Peace.